There is so much to update you on, I don't even know where to start. I got a new coach, my food has been dropped, my expenditure's been increased, I got a new posing bikini, and I have officially sold my house. Good morning, guys, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome to episode 2 of the prep series. No, episode 3 of the prep series. I don't even know what's going on this morning. I am so out of routine, which I hate and I despise. It is currently 5:28 in the morning, Monday the 26th of January, and I am home alone. I'm home alone in Spain. George just left me. I literally just dropped him off at the airport because he's flying back to the UK today to drop off the keys for my house because the completion date is today. So I'm no longer going to be a homeowner. I feel like I'm stepping backwards in my life. But yeah, he's flown out today. He's coming back tonight at 9 p.m. But that also means I'm spending the whole day alone. And being alone is fine, right? I like being alone. I like my own company. But the issue is I chat all the time. I have to talk. And if I talk to myself, I might look like a little bit of a weirdo. So I thought, let's pick up the camera and do a full day of eating. So I've actually not done one of these before, and it makes sense since my food has been dropped. So since it's the morning, we're getting in for meal number 1, which is a meal that I absolutely love. I cannot get enough of it. I wish I just had more of it. It's delicious. It's amazing. It's fantastic. What should we say this about every single one of my meals now? Can you tell I'm on prep? Do you know what? I've not been hungry until yesterday. I've started experiencing the prep hunger, and I actually love it. I love it. I'm so excited for it. I know it's a little bit of a weird concept to be hungry, but I know when I'm hungry, it means that changes are going to happen in my physique, because right now your girl's in a little bit of a stall. My scale weight just decided not to move the past 2 weeks, and I just want to uppercut it, but it's all right. It's okay, because we're going to remain calm and persevere. So meal number 1 is done without burning the house down, which is quite useful. We have got 100 mils of egg whites, 1 whole egg, mushrooms, spinach, and half a bagel. So this meal actually hasn't changed for me since the food drop. It's exactly the same as what it was before. On a rest day, I did have to say goodbye to the bagel, but beggars can't be choosers. The reason why we had to drop food, obviously, is because my scale weight started to stall. I've been hovering around the 57.2, 57.4 kg mark. It's frustrating. I feel like this week has been the first week where I have really started to get worried whether I'm going to get into condition. And I feel like every competitor experiences this at a certain point. Like, I'm looking at my physique and I'm not lean, but I'm not fat. I'm not jacked, but I'm not small. Like, I'm just a little bit confused. The reality is, like, I still have a lot of body fat to pull off. So we are just gonna dig now. We're gonna put our foot down on the gas whilst I am feeling good, whilst my energy is still pretty high. And hopefully I will get over this little stall, which, let's be honest, I'm a stubborn fuck. So it will happen. It will happen. You just need to trust the process. You just need to trust your coach, which is exactly what I'm doing. No changes to this particular meal. It's going in at around 5. I don't know what the time is. A little bit later than what I would usually like to eat it. The day's gonna be pushed back anyway, because I do need to pick up George a little bit later. So my last meal probably will be a little bit later anyway. So I'm gonna sculpt this down, put something on YouTube. I'm currently in my era of just watching everyone do preps, like prep series. And then we're gonna go do our check-ins, crack on with work, take the dogs out. So first work block is done. Oh, Jesus Christ. If I can survive today without George, that would be great. First, I burned the house down, then I almost poked my eye out. First block is done. I have finished all my check-ins for Monday, which is great. We're also not too far behind schedule, which also means, guys, it's time for a W soon. It's so funny because Diesel goes out very early in the morning. Around 4 a.m. I'll like take him out so he can go for a wee and a poo on the like grass bit just outside of our little estate, because he doesn't like shitting on concrete. Sorry for the TMI or anyone that's eating. Just take him out in the morning, and from like 4 a.m. he will literally just sit outside. I remember when we moved to Spain, so many people were like, oh, why are you moving to Spain for? Like, it's so bad for the dog. These dogs, all they do is they are just outside. They love it. And when there's sun, he will literally just go in the patch of sun and just chill out there. What are you doing, miss? Are you being a naughty girl? Are you being a naughty girl? You're so cute. I just love you. It's around 9:30 and it is time for meal number 2. Luckily for me, I do not have to do any more cooking today. No, that is a complete lie. I've got egg with this meal. Fuck. But basically, I prepped all of our meals last night because George was obviously traveling early in the morning today. Because of that, I basically didn't want him to faff around. He's still on prep, and traveling or not, we stick to plan. That is literally how prep works, because at the end of the day, if you're going to use every excuse under the plan of like, oh, I had to travel to a different country so I can stick on plan, most likely you won't get the results that you want. It's really not that hard. When you travel, you can just pack your meals easy. Like, they do not confiscate your meals. The only thing, I'll deal with that later. The only thing that you can't do is you can't pack any liquids, obviously. In some airports, actually now you can. I think you can go up to 2 liters. Most airports, you can't. So packing food is fine. Just don't pack anything like cream of rice, oats, anything liquidy, because they will take that off you. And I did make that mistake when I flew to Dubai once, and I was literally heartbroken. Instead of actually confiscating it, I just sat down. I was like, I'm gonna eat it now, because there is no way this girl's throwing food out. Meal number 2 is pretty basic. It is a chicken turkey salad, and I do have an egg on top that I do need to cook. Fingers crossed, pray for me that I don't burn the house down anymore. As my eggs are cooking, I actually wanted to have a bit of an honest chat surrounding mindset when dieting. I want to be very honest here. When I was in my 2022 prep, I still feel like I was quite an immature athlete, and what I mean by that is just like I didn't live like a bodybuilder for long enough to actually warrant me doing a bodybuilding prep and doing it in a way that's going to be healthy both physically and mentally. And I remember when my coach used to drop my food, I used to have this underlying level of anxiety of like, oh my god, I'm already hungry, it's only gonna get harder. I used to run away from the suck, whereas right now in this prep, I'm just embracing it. I'm actually getting excited for the calorie drops. I'm actually getting excited for the changes to happen, because I also know that 1, that discomfort makes me grow, and 2, also, like I said previously, like changes are going to be made. And I know there's going to be a lot of people that might be watching this and thinking the same way that I used to before. And here are some mindset tips and changes that I've personally adopted in this bodybuilding prep and just in general. Firstly, remind yourself that this is your choice. No one is putting a gun to your head and saying to you, you have to do a bodybuilding prep and you have to drop food and you have to decrease calories. This is literally your choice. If you choose not to do a bodybuilding prep, you choose not to do a bodybuilding prep, your food can go up. You don't need to quote unquote suffer. The second point is you are not actually starving, you're hungry. You still have 4-5 meals a day if your coach has obviously programmed you that, which they should, because you should have regular meals throughout the day in a bodybuilding prep. You still have very nutritious food. I could sit there and be like, oh, I've just got a chicken salad dip on my next meal. Or I can be like, oh, do you know what? I've got a chicken salad for my next meal. I'm actually very grateful. There's a lot of people that can't eat the nutritious food that I am fortunate enough to buy and to eat. So reframe your mindset. Rather than saying, I have to eat this, say, I get to eat this. Automatically, that gratitude just changes things completely. Point number 3, just because you're hungry right now doesn't mean you're gonna be hungrier tomorrow. And what I mean by that is with time, your body does adapt to foods, especially early on in a prep phase, early on in a diet. When you start eating lesser food, initially you're really hungry, then your stomach just like shrinks and you start to get adjusted to the lower volume. There will come a point in prep where you're gonna feel hungry all the time because your hunger signals and your hunger hormones are going to be dysregulated. That's a given. That's what you're stepping into ultimately when you choose to do a bodybuilding prep. Just because I'm feeling hungry today doesn't mean I'm going to feel hungry tomorrow. And also just remember that like this hunger is a part of bodybuilding, is a part of the sport that you do. It's inevitable. Yeah, just accept that if you're going into a prep, this is going to be a part of it. And rather than running away from it, see it as a form of change. You know, you're building resilience, you're building discipline. All of that is what makes you grow as an athlete, and it's what makes you grow as a person. And amongst all that chitter chatter, I did actually finish my meal. So we have got 1 whole egg, 100 grams of chicken, turkey, mix. Can't speak. We've got some lettuce, 3 baby tomatoes, gherkins, smidge bit of sauerkraut, and some barbecue sauce on top. I have seasoned it with pepper, salt, and also this liquid seasoning or aromat seasoning. This is like a Polish staple. I used to put this on my pierogies. I used to put this on my potatoes, my mashed potatoes when I was a kid. Absolutely love it. So it just adds a little bit of bling to the salad. I think it looks delicious. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this looks absolutely amazing. Definitely better eating this in Spain than it was eating this in the UK when it was absolutely freezing. I'm gonna munch on that and then we'll take the dogs out. Just gotten off the phone to my solicitor and my house has been sold. What the fuck? What the fuck? I can't believe it. It's such a bittersweet moment, you know? That house just marked such an important chapter of my life. It was the moment like my parents went to Dubai. I started to create a life for myself as a woman, as a bodybuilder. I graduated medical school there. It's just so weird to think that someone else is gonna be living there now and that house is no longer mine. What the hell? But at the same time, that also means that that chapter is fully closed now. It's done, it's dusted, and I can start creating a life and a future for myself here in Spain. Anyway, it is time for meal number 2, which is actually found in the freezer. I hope it's not frozen too much. Oh my God, Vicky, that's fucking rock solid. I got too carried away with work and I thought I put it in the fridge, but it's actually not in the fridge, it's in the freezer, and now I can't eat my pre-workout meal. Why is my life like this? Why does this have to happen to me? George, come back, I need you to remind me of these little things that I keep on forgetting about. Oh, look at that. I can literally tip it over my head and nothing falls out. Oh, I just don't think there's any saving it. Maybe if I put it in the microwave for a couple of seconds, will that work? You could not write it. I was like, banging, I'm on time. Like I can go to the gym at the same time I usually do. And then this happens. Is there anything, wait, let me check. Even the microwave won't save it. Is there anything worse in prep than having to have your meal pushed back when you're hungry? I'm just gonna leave it out. Do you know what? I actually thought the filming was going too well today. I was like, everything's going smoothly. My mic's connected, my lens is on, my camera's charged, and I knew something was gonna go wrong. Every single time I film, I just feel like something goes downhill, but you know what? That's the realities of my life. Whilst we're waiting for my cream of ice to defrost, I thought I would tell you my current and most favorite cream of rice, which is the Train by JP cream of rice, white chocolate and coconut flavor. I've wanted to try this for ages, but George and I order our cream of rice together and he was adamant that he doesn't like coconut, and I was like, do you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna tell him to order this one because I want this one. And he ordered it, he's obsessed with it, I'm obsessed with it. Now the thing is with me, every single time I have like a chocolatey cream of rice, I need to have some form of like white cream whey paste, and the opposite goes. So when I have something like this, which is like a white chocolate base, I need to have a chocolatey Perform protein on top. So currently we have got the whey chocolate brownie batter. I would say this is probably in my top 3. I also love the cinnamon donut, sticky toffee pudding. Oh, which other ones that I like? Why have they all just come out my head? There's plenty of them. Anyway, Perform protein is top tier. We've actually found a supplement company in Spain that do stock Perform protein. Not in Spain, they're based in like the Netherlands. They're called Alpha Sups, and if you are in the EU, you can get Perform protein through them. The delivery and shipping prices is pretty high. I think if you order over 250 euros, we're in the EU, euros, come on Vix. The shipping is for free. It does take some time, but if you do live in Marbella, Alicante, Portugal, Italy, then you can actually order these. And if you haven't tried them already and you're sticking still to something like Apply Nutrition, give this a go, because once you go into Perform, you will never, ever, ever, ever go back. Saying that, we tried the Train by JP one, and that was actually quite nice. So that is also an option because they now have stock in the EU. Oh, for fuck's sake. Pre-workout meal is ready. This is by far the best meal that I have on my meal plan. This has not changed. You guys have seen this over and over again, but that's because don't fix something that's not broken. This has been my pre-workout go-to for so long now, and it just sits well, it digests well, I don't have energy crashes, so I'm gonna keep it in for as long as I possibly can. I have actually made changes to this meal. So I used to have 30 grams of oats, 30 grams of cream of rice. Now I have got 25 oats, 25 grams of cream of rice. Overall, the quantity of this has gone down. 100 grams of blueberries, 50 grams of raspberries, 40 grams of whey, and 15 grams of peanut butter, cashew butter, almond butter on top. I'm currently using the cashew butter from My Protein. It's actually really nice. I would really recommend it if you haven't tried it. But this meal is probably now going to remain constant. If I'm going to reduce carbohydrates from any meal now moving forwards, it's not going to be my pre-workout, just because I want to keep my pre and post-workout nutrition as high in carbohydrates as possible to fuel my training and also my recoveries. Next time we do have a food drop, which to be honest with you, I am anticipating in probably a couple of weeks. I can't imagine me being able to diet on this food for too long. Again, don't jinx it, but next time the food does drop, it's more likely going to be from like my first meal, just taking the bagel out. And I also do have a square bar, which I think is gonna have to go soon. This is going in at 12:17. I usually have this at around 11:30, but of course, with the day being pushed back, this is just have to do. I do have a little bit more work to do before I go to the gym, and then we are heading to Titan Fitness, where I'm actually gonna be updating you guys on my new coach. You probably already know, because your girl has a big mouth on Instagram, which has already told you on Instagram, but if you haven't seen it on Instagram, you'll soon find out. So we've just arrived at the gym, safe and sound. I'm not gonna lie, I'm still getting used to driving on the right side of the road. It is complicated, to say the least. I know a lot of people said it's gonna be easy, like, oh, you'll get used to it. No, bitch, I'm still not used to it. I'm still stressing every single time I have to make a right or a left turning. And as we are about to go and train, I thought it would be a good time to talk about my new coach. Now, do not threat, I have not fired George. He is still in fact prepping me. He is the only person I would trust in terms of my body and how it responds and what to do when things stall. He also knows how my brain works, so there is no way I would leave him. However, I have taken someone on board as part of the team, the Born Coaching, Dr. Wick's, George Osborne team, to deal with my training. And there's a couple of reasons why I've done that. First and foremost is I want to invest more time into my knowledge as a coach. When you hire coaches, you gain a different perspective on how they do things, why they do things, and this particular person that I have hired as my coach, I really, really trust. He is an expert in his realm. He knows what he's talking about, and he's not talking out of his ass. Point number two, obviously I want to make the investment into me as an athlete as well. He is very, very good at picking up imbalances, creating rehab programs, creating a training plan which is going to be favorable for the symmetry of my physique, because the leaner that I'm getting, the more I'm noticing the imbalances, which of course I've acquired throughout time. During this prep, I am not expecting miracles. Like, I'm not expecting to suddenly grow my left glute. Like, I'm not doing that. But if I can improve my hip positioning, my muscular or motor neuron recruitment, my mind muscle connection, and my overall training, that's going to translate into my posing and my overall presentation on stage. So I decided to take him on board. His name is Kyle Baxter, Mr. Kyle Baxter. Such a cool guy, such cool ethics, such a cool coach, loves what he does, is passionate about what he does, and I'm just very, very excited to learn from him, work with him. So he's actually programmed me, not a new split because the split is very much the same. It's actually a slightly different split because we do have upper in place. So he has got me on legs, glute biased, upper, where I'm also doing cardio, and then leg glute biased, and then rest. But on my rest days, I've now got half an hour of cardio. So today's session is, so starting off, he's actually got me doing a bit of rehab, posterior hip capsule stretch, not sure what that is, hook lion bridge, I know what that is, single leg hamstring bridge, dumbbell B stance RDLs, and then we're going into the main bulk of the session where I'm meant to be training with one RIR, so that should be very, very interesting. We've got machine adductor, seated hamstring curl, machine hip thrust, B stance RDL, machine abduction, leg extension, and hack squat. So fucking big session. Let's go. Let's fucking get it.
You know what's on my mind, so
That was honestly such a fun session. I was not expecting that. I thought it would be much worse. And the reason for that is because Kyle programmed me the hack squat right at the end of the session. So I thought, by the time I get to it, I might just be completely flaggy, but I wasn't. I felt everything really well. I connected really well. I did strip back weights on practically every single exercise because I do this every single time I go into a new plan. I literally just set a baseline with perfect form, perfect tempo, and I allow myself to run it up from there. Sometimes what you will find is if you start a new training program with obviously exercises in a different order, for example, if I'm doing hack squat right at the end, it's not going to be comparable to if I did hack squat at the start. Doing the same weights is just not going to happen. So I reset my logbook and I've come out of it feeling so fucking good. The main thing for me is those injuries weren't quite creeping up, which is really nice. I did have some issues on the leg extension. I'm not sure if you saw it on the video, but my right leg is like internally rotating and also like inverting, which is causing quite a lot of pressure on my lateral head of my hamstring and also my kneecap or my patella. So hopefully that will resolve with time. I'm not expecting like massive changes from one session. Obviously it's repeated behavior that causes a change long term. It is currently 5:15 and I'm just making my veg for my next meal. I do have quite a lot of work to do still. I've got a call at 6 p.m. and then I've probably got around 7,000 or 8,000 steps, which is fine because the doggies need to go out. I know I'm gonna be biased, but I genuinely feel like I have got the best dogs in the world. They're just so patient. They know our routine. They know what to do. They don't wreck the house and they're just amazing. I mean, Mango's not very amazing with other people. She does have really, really bad anxiety when it comes to meeting new people, but they are honestly fantastic. Like post-workout cuddles just hit so, so different. Can you give me a kiss? Thank you, Manky. Meal number 4 is 50 grams of uncooked weight rice, 100 grams of turkey / chicken, and 100 grams of veggies. We actually found this salsa soy sauce in Carrefour. I can only say in Polish, Carrefour. So we put some of this on the rice. I also had some 0-calorie ketchup and also some barbecue sauce on top to season it. With this meal, I also have a square bar. This is the totally chocolatey one. By far, the best square bar in my opinion. We also have another one which is actually new. It's the honeycomb and chocolate. This is probably second on the list. If you haven't tried this, honestly do. It tastes absolutely stunning. I'm very, very lucky and fortunate that this is still in my meal plan. I am anticipating this to drop out next food drop. I do savor and really, really enjoy these square bars. Now obviously these are like 150 calories. If I was absolutely ravenous, I would not have this in a diet or a prep setting, purely because what you can get in terms of other carbohydrates such as like rice or potatoes is going to be much higher in volume. So if you are finding yourself dieting and you're constantly hungry, but you're having things like this that are very calorie dense, they're small in quantity but high in calories, then it might be worth throwing this out and having something that is more of a whole food. I'm gonna enjoy this and then I will catch you with my next meal. So jammies are on, hoodie is on, which only means one thing. It is time for the last meal, and as you can see, I'm holding my bowl of goodness, which is exactly the same as my pre-workout meal. I love this meal so much that I have to have it twice a day. I actually find that having carbohydrate closer to bedtime for me during a prep works so well because I can actually sleep well because I'm not hungry. In this bowl, we've got 25 grams of cream of rice, 25 grams of oats, 100 grams of blueberries, 50 grams of raspberries, brownie batter, chocolate, whey paste, and cashew butter. 15 grams of that. And of course I'm having this meal with my Georgie boy who's come back home, and he came bearing gifts actually. What did you bring us back?
Square bars.
And? Cinnamon donut perform whey. What a lovely
bagels.
Surprise. So I'm happy you're back. And health sups, all the good stuff. He's literally packed like a backpack that we took to Thailand full of supplements and whey protein and square bars.
Paid £26 for that bag.
That's like delivery though, isn't it?
Yeah, basically is.
It's personal delivery with a lovely delivery man as well. So that is it for today's video. That is my full day of eating. I will insert my macros here for the day, the totals for the day. I'm feeling good, I'm feeling fresh. I'm actually recording this the next day because I forgot to record my last meal yesterday, and I do have to admit, I think prep hit me a little bit. The tiredness has kicked in, which means the fun and the games are starting. So as always guys, thank you so much for watching, and make sure you
like, comment and subscribe. Comment down below, spray.
Comment down below spray if you have watched this entire video.
It's a really good spray, that one.
Yeah, it actually tastes, not taste.
Taste.
Oh,
Oh,
prep,
yeah.
it tastes lovely. Oh, stay tuned for the next one.